Hey you guys, Erika Poppy here and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Today's video it's going to be about Jaclyn Cosmetics and new highlighters that she is going to be releasing on November 26th of 2019. I already have the package right here, the beautiful, huge PR kit. I'm going to be showing you guys everything that she's going to be launching. I'm sure that you guys have seen this online. It is all highlighters, but it is many different kinds of highlighters, so there's brushes with it. But let's get into a little disclaimer. So a lot of you guys are from my Jaclyn Cosmetics lipstick review, and you guys found me through that video. That video did really well on my channel. I don't want to get hate if I like these products, because I think everybody deserve second chances, and although I don't exactly agree with the way that she handled the lipstick launch, I just know there's going to be a lot of controversy surrounding this launch because of the failure of her first launch. When it comes to the actual product, these products are incredible. The packaging, the quality, they don't smell weird, there's not hair on them, they didn't break me out, they didn't give me a rash, they came perfectly intact, and you know, even if you're hyper analyzing them, I can't find a damn thing wrong with them. With that being said, I'm going to jump right into the products, show you guys all of them, and then actually apply them because I'm not wearing any highlight right now and it's kind of giving me anxiety. This is what the inside of the package looks like. So there are 3 brushes for the 3 different formulas of highlight. There are 2 palettes with 4 baked highlighters each. There are 5 of these loose highlighters in the middle, and these 5 on the bottom are radiant baked powders. So I'm assuming they're more like the Lancome type powder that she's raved about for a long time now. I'm gonna start with the luminous powder. So this is the, you know, like kind of all over the face or like really like wedding makeup type powder that she came out with. There's 5 different shades. Do Me is the lightest, and it seems more of like a yellow tone, whereas the one that I prefer is Brighten Up. It's more of a peachy pink. There's also Carrots, which is a little darker. And then the 2 darkest are Brilliant and Feelin' It. So she really killed it with the shade range. It has a little sifter. I already used this one, so the little sticker is off of it. And then I'm going to use this beautiful brush. This is the only one I haven't used yet. This is the J01, and it is just a pretty wide, fluffy brush. I love this like glitter to clear wand. I'm just going to take some in the lid. I am going to place this kind of all over the forehead, the chin. I'll place a little bit on the cheek just so you guys can see. Right now, I am completely matte. This lighting is whack. I apologize. So I'm just going to take this on the cheek really quick. This is more radiant of a finish than I thought. I did use this on my forehead the other day and on my chin and just kind of swept it all over the face for a nice glow, and it didn't really give me as strong of an effect. So I guess what that tells me is it is buildable. That is like a super natural radiant glow. This is Brighten Up of their luminous powders. I really like this. I can totally see like if you go in with like too much powder or too matte of a foundation that you're trying out and you really just want to like liven your skin up again. This would be beautiful for brides though, or people who just don't like that super intense like metallic look on the cheeks. So I just looked at the Instagram for Jaclyn Cosmetics, and I also looked at Trend Mood, and I'm not finding the prices for these products. So if I find them, I will link them in the description bar. These are super cool. It's kind of like a niche in the market right now. There's not that many of these, and sometimes they're really crappy and they like a glitter mixed with matte powder and it does nothing. This actually melts in the skin and makes your skin look alive like a setting spray would, but in a powder. It's very interesting. It's almost like a moisturizing powder. Next, I'm going to show you guys the palettes. This is the palette that I was already messing around with and posted on my Instagram stories a few days back. This is the Flash palette. It is the lighter of the 2, and tell me this packaging is not absolutely gorgeous. You have 4 shades in a super, super high quality mirror that I'm going to try not to blind you guys with. The other day I was messing around with these two that are on the left of the palette, shades Gleam and Sparks, and they're the lighter two, and man are these two beautiful on the cheeks. They are super, super blinding on me and my skin tone personally. I am self-tanned right now. I was more fair the other day. I wasn't self-tanned and it was blinding. Iced and Mesmerized I did mess around with a little bit. Mesmerized is beautiful as a blush topper. It is just super nice and pink, but it also has like a rose gold shift. It has like a little bit of a yellow shift even though it is a pink powder. So I really love these. These are beautiful, and these remind me of the Champagne Pop formula. To apply these, I was using the J02, which is slightly smaller than the J01 that I just went in with. Today, since I'm a little more tanned, I'm gonna mess around with this shade Iced, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of Mesmerized over top of my blush, and you guys can see how this looks. The tiniest amount, because this is so pigmented. It's so beautiful. And mind you, I don't have any sort of setting spray on my face yet to intensify this. My skin's super dry. I set it with powder. It just brings your skin to life. This reminds me of the Jouer highlighter formula, but there's a lot more color variety in these palettes. Like, that is so blinding. And we're not even at the fun part, which is these loose highlighters. I'm gonna just play around with a little Mesmerized while I already have this palette out. And I'm just gonna put this right kind of below it in the cheek region over top of my blush. I wanna see if I can capture in camera the yellow iridescence that this has. It's really, really pretty. But I love that these don't accentuate texture on my face. For some reason, my right cheek is always more textured than my left. I feel like it's drier skin. I have no idea why, don't ask. But it's actually applying really good in my trouble area. So that was when I realized, damn, she did something here. This is the Flare palette. This is what she said was for darker complexions. So I know my lighting is really jacked up, but these are actually much darker than I anticipated them to be from seeing them in her video. But I'm so happy about it because I feel like I could almost, I don't want to look like a disco ball, but I almost want to try to use a little bit of this on the forehead as a bronzer. Oh, stunning. I mean, that's barely touching it. Exposure and Made You Look, I kind of am just tempted. I'm going to gently dip into both of these and just kind of mess around with the idea. They're so pigmented, I'm kind of scared. But maybe like on the forehead where my bronzer is. Oh, can you guys see that? This gave me a little bit of shine on the forehead, took away any sort of powdery residue that I had from powdering my face. So I actually can get away with these if you like a luminous bronzer, or if you want to use it to tan your body, or if you're just of dark skin tone, bomb. Last but definitely not least comes the big guns. So there are 5 shades of these loose highlighters, and these are intense. Look at how intense my highlight already is. I'm about to be like channeling other planets. This is High Volt, super, super pretty. A little bit on the darker side. It kind of reminds me of a darker version of Becca Opal, so it's got that little bit more cool tone thing going on. It's just on me, I think it would leave a little bit of a shadow, so I try to stick with a shade lighter at least. This is like a really pretty gold champagne. This is called Bomb, and that is the one that I was testing out and that I might use today since I have a little bit of a self-tan. And then the lightest is Extra, and this looks like a really nice white champagne shade. This would be probably even too bright for me right now. Like, I'm tempted to use it. Maybe I'll test this one out on the tip of my nose. Amped, which is beautiful, looks like more of a true rose gold. And the darkest is Megawatt, which definitely looks like a beautiful like pressed pigment eyeshadow, but you can see that's way too dark for. Maybe I could like get creative and mix it around with a lotion. I like that these products kind of make me think outside of the box because they're so pretty you want to use them even if they're not necessarily made for your skin tone. For the highlight on the nose, I'm definitely not going to use one of the 3 brushes because I need to be super precise with my nose highlight. I literally go in with this tiny little brush that I got in like a Maybelline gel eyeliner. So I'm just packing a little bit of extra. These are basically the Kylie Cosmetics loose highlighters. It is so easy for me to overdo it, just like barely touching. I'm like beaming on my nose. I'm gonna mess around with the next one just for the sake of using as many of these as I can. Look at that in the sun though. But this one is bomb. This is the one I messed around with the other day. Such a beautiful tone. This is like my favorite color for sure. A gorgeous champagne. It's much more yellow toned. I'm going to attempt to use this brush. This is the J03 and this one's like a mini fan. Very unique shape. Very dense. I love that these are synthetic. They are cruelty free. They are luxury synthetic. I would have thought these are real hairs if I didn't watch her video explaining how these are like new technology. I'm so happy that she went with something that is not real animal hair because I know how it feels to like use animal hair brushes because I've only been vegan for like 3.5 years and I was doing makeup before that and I had makeup brushes before that and I didn't just throw them away, I still have them. And they perform differently than synthetic. Don't get me wrong, they definitely do. But is it worth animal cruelty? No, so I'm glad that there is technology coming out that can emulate real hair and that she decided to go with that technology. So I just took some out of the actual jar and I'm kind of dabbing it off in the lid because to be honest, I'm kind of scared this is gonna be like way too intense. I'm just going to use the mirror of the Flash palette because it's actually way higher quality than the mirror, my simple human mirror. That was like way more expensive. But anyway, I'm going to apply this at the very top to kind of sharpen the cheek and create like more of a high point appearance. Damn. You see how she always gets that like really shiny apple of the cheek look? This is what she's been using. I'm gonna take the biggest brush and just kind of work it into the skin because holy balls. The tones that she used for these and like the packaging, I know that some of you are super reluctant. I was disappointed. I spent like $300 on that lipstick collection and yes, I got my money back, but I think that we all just believed in her so much that it was like more than that. And I'm just so proud of her for coming back strong with something that's just gonna slay. I actually prefer a lot of loose highlights too, and there's honestly not many of them that are amazing on the market. I like Wet n Wild's, they're super affordable. Kylie Cosmetics has a bunch of bomb ones, the Fiji, Santorini, all of those. But these, I mean, the way they melt into the skin, even though I have really dry skin right now at this moment, if I had to pick one thing out of this whole collection, I would recommend the loose highlight in the shade Bomb. You will not be disappointed. If you are my skin tone, a little bit paler, a little bit darker, that is such a universal shade. It is just the right amount of champagne, but it's not leaving a shadow. I don't know if it's the brush that's doing this magic or if it's the product or if it's both, but as I'm blending away, it's blending it into the skin and making my skin look like I just used a setting spray, like it's genuinely gorgeous. Who invented highlighter? I need to have a talk with them because honestly, we're all mesmerized and it worked. Whoever wanted us all to cover ourselves in really sparkly pigment, it worked. You wanna know what's funny? My husband's gonna come home and be like, where are you going? I'm just gonna apply some of the Gleam and Sparks on my chest. This is like some form of ASMR, right? Where you just like watch someone just like literally bathe in highlight. My extra gene is kicking in and I can't stop. Someone help. So I'm taking the shade Extra and I'm just gonna, oh my god! My dogs are like, bitch, what? See how that's a little more icy since I have a spray tan on? I mean, it's beautiful still, but it's almost too pale. You can get away with Extra if you're tan, but it's gonna be in your face, and if you're pale, it's gonna look gorgeous. That was the entire collection. If I had something that I didn't like, I would tell you guys, just like with the lipsticks, you know what I mean? Sound off down below. Are you guys gonna buy any of these? Do you guys still support her? Be nice. And I mean, people will be blocked because I just don't tolerate negativity on my page. But if you have a opinion that isn't extremely rude, feel free to share it down below. I'd love to talk with you guys. If you guys aren't subscribed and you enjoy this video, please hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and I will try to get back to you and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my honest opinion. Thank you guys, and I will see you in my next one.